So I actually have the Endless Space 2 review still on my list to watch from Seth, so I'll watch that soon. But I got another one recommended. I got Path of Exile. So that's where we're starting. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's pretty early, as you can tell. I'm over here melting. But sending out a lot of love. Shout out to Seth. If you want me to take down my video, I do not mind. This is Path of Exile review, sponsored by Tibet. Yeah, never heard of whatever that may be. But other than that, if you want to send me any videos to watch, links are all down below. You can send them in the comments. My links are usually just like, if you want to, honestly, I just say check out my Instagram. There are memes. There's something that will make you laugh. I don't know. But other than that, they're just for updates, and then you can contact me videos to watch through anything. But other than that, let's kick up the neck rest. If you want to be a likin', bite that subscribe button down below and become part of the bloodline. Let us commence.
Hey people, Seth here. Let me tell you about a game I've played on and off for years, Path of Exile. Path of Exile is a free-to-play Diablo clone action RPG, and much more of a spiritual successor to Diablo 2 than free could ever be. It's made by Grinding Gear Games, a Chinese Skinner box company operating in New Zealand, a lesser-known colony of mainland China. It is, in the spirit of Diablo clones, a huge grind fest for items of...
Oh my gosh. How many times has he said Diablo clone right now?
And money, but there's layers of complexity to keep you interested. For a start, all your skills come from gems, which come in two forms, active and support. Active gems do stuff. Support gems modify the stuff they do. These need to be socketed into items to do stuff, and linked if you want the support gems to actually affect the active gems. This leads to some creative and retarded combos. Cast on Death is a perfectly valid way to play, and don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. There's multiple characters to play with their own backstory to how they ended up on the Path of Exile. Trademark copyright. Basically, everyone who does bad shit in Oriath gets sent to Rayclast, where they'll probably die. In Exile, the Templar questioned his faith, the witch had her house burnt so she fried some boomer's kids, and the Marauder didn't meet diversity quotas. Most of the classes have good reasons for being shipped off to Rayclast.
The Marauder did not. His favorite is the Duelist too. Mine is too. And
favorite has to be the Duelist, because his entire reason for being here is literally, some nobleman talked shit to me, so I fucking killed him. What a guy. You can see where the inspiration came from for all the different settings. Rayclast is loosely based on New Zealand. The forests are filled with koalas who want to tear your skin off, and the beaches are filled with meth heads who want to stab you for your wallet. Your skills mix with your gear, and these in turn are influenced by your passive skill tree.
Oh man, this is one of the most intimidating skills. I swear Path of Exile has one of the most, just visually looking at it at first, intimidating skill trees I've ever seen.
Which is fucking massive. Just look at this shit. Every class starts in a different spot in the tree, but all the passives are the same. Classes get to choose unique passives later on. This might sound very complex at first, and then you'll realize that nothing fucking matters except more life and damage. I recommend it.
I don't know, that made me laugh so much because I swear.
First time you play, to just do your own thing and experiment. Then, once you hit a brick wall and can't progress any further, look up one of the most meta builds for the current patch and brainlessly steamroll through the content. It's a learning experience, and there's a lot to do. Finishing the main arc of a story is just the start of Endgame, where you will autistically tweak out your characters with more and more ridiculous setups until you burn out and stop playing until the next league. The classic life cycle of most Diablo clones, or in the case of one of my
the classic lifestyle of most Diablo clones. Oh shoot, man, I don't remember what I was gonna say, but
friends, finish Act 3 and tell me that the game's too short, because he missed the exit leading to the other 7 acts. When asked about his build, he said, "What do you mean linking gems? I've just been using Heavy Strike. Path of Exile has a bit of a learning curve, and it's not for brainlets. But as long as you come from a civilization that's discovered fire and has some frontal lobe development, you'll be okay. Each league puts a new spin on the game mode."
I like how he said that. It's basically like... It's basically if you have any capacity to learn or have some sort of fucking consistency, you will learn the game. I'm not gonna lie, the thing that just honestly burned me from learning was the skill tree at first, but then I ended up getting into Path of Exile, so.
Giving you new ways to grind, and you can choose to either play a softcore or hardcore. Hardcore players are, of course, the vegans of Path of Exile, and we all know there's no such thing as a quiet vegan if you interact with a Path of Exile.
Where did you find that clip? I just made the weirdest face and I seen it on my OBS, but what was that clip, Seth?
They'll either tell you that they also play and enjoy the game, or they'll start screaming incoherently that they only play hardcore, solo self-found, and that they desynced for 1 millisecond yesterday and lost their character for the 3rd time this week. As a free-to-play game, Path of Exile servers sometimes aren't the best, and you can rubber band or desync. This isn't a problem for a regular human being. Hardcore players will, however, pathologically blame everyone but themselves for dying and demand a server rollback each time it happens. This pathological behavior extends into their private life, as many of them have, unfortunately, lost custody of a kids. Siphoning alimony payments into microtransactions ensures that their spouses receive...
That was a good way to throw in the microtransactions and PoE.
Minimal support. Their children may have mandatory visitation days, but they universally hate it. One child I talked to, Timothy, was brutally beaten with a bamboo stick after he picked evasion over a health node on the passive tree. And you know what? He got off easy, but the game is completely free. The only money you spend on it is on microtransactions, which don't directly influence gameplay.
Yeah, I think the good thing about Path of Exile is they're all cosmetic, I'm pretty sure.
Even if you're...
And I don't even want to say that as in in certain games, if, you know... Well, actually, never mind. Paying to win kind of does suck. Like, it just sucks in a way for people that... I feel like if there was a good balance of how pay to win things worked, they didn't allow you to get so far ahead that you like beat players who are veterans. Like, it doesn't allow you to like there's still, yeah, I don't know if there's actually, oh shoot, I actually don't know if I'm pretty sure there are games, right? Because isn't that something that people are mad at when it comes to pay to win? That it advances not people to end game faster, but I guess in some cases that could bother people, but it's oh dang, what is it? I can't think of it. Okay, well, in my head, if I were to make something pay to win, or like in a pay to win sort of sense, it wouldn't make you outshine veteran players. Like, you're still going to have to put in the same amount of work, like grind in the game as a veteran player, which kind of just sounds like I would make most of the things cosmetic, but I would maybe put like XP boosts or something like that I've seen in the past. I would do something like that. So I don't know. Tell me how you feel about pay to win certain things or pay to play. What, you know, well, pay to play is P2. Okay, never mind. Pay to play is like literally paying to play the game. Ignore me. See, it's too early.
If you're not interested in cosmetics, you will, sooner or later, need practical shit like extra stash tabs and specialized tabs for holding currency items. Speaking of currency, that is the primary objective of this game.
Okay, see, things like that, I would let you grind. Like, I would make... No, I've never seen anybody make a mission where you gain extra inventory slots. Like, it has probably been in a few games that maybe I have stumbled across and maybe did the mission not even realize me, like where you get extra backpack space. But why would you make your players, I mean, pay money to, like, yeah, buy more inventory space? I suppose it's fine to
obtaining currency. Unlike fiat banking systems in modern countries, the primitive people of Rayclast trade items for rocks of different colors. You can smash these rocks in your equipment, denting and changing them in the process. An exalted orb is one of the most valuable rocks, and many players haven't even found one. Chaos orbs are far more common rocks, but appropriately rare enough that they're the gold standard for trading. The main point of Path of Exile isn't the creative builds, the metagame, or the challenge of getting to max level. level. It's trading. I sit here all day, plugged into Trade, and I flip shit for hours and hours. I don't even leave my fucking hideout, which is beautiful, by the way. I'm so glad I picked Haku.
What is going on right here in the game?
I don't even leave my fucking hideout, which is beautiful, by the way. I'm so glad I picked Haku as my master. What other master lets you place dead fish and rotting bodies on the shoreline? What other master allows you to...
Oh, this is his like mini base, so he placed these people here? Because this right here is looking a little bit sus.
Block the entrance with shipwrecks and pointy sticks. None of them, except Haku. I'm hooked into every API. I've got that shit on live alerts. I've got Trade on my phone so I can lowball people for prices on alt accounts. I try match users with known sex offender registries so I can blackmail them into selling their lore weave for cheap. I make prints of all my trades and fax them to children in Malaysia just to inspire them. I buy shit cheap and I sell it higher. Why? For what purpose? To see the numbers rise. At its heart, this is the real meaning of Path of Exile. It's a cutthroat world out there, more brutal than any corporate position, but less paid and with longer hours. Do you really think you've got what it takes? Being good isn't good enough. Not when you're competing with hundreds of Russian spam bots on auto refresh. Sometimes you'll even take a holiday to the beach, but you won't be able to relax. You'll spend all your time there sending out hundreds of trade requests a minute. There is no sleep. There is no rest. Just a 24/7 Beijing grind. You often do things so fast you forget who you even messaged. Did Delve into my anus want 2C or 3C for that ring? Or was that little pump suck from a minute ago? And you don't want to embarrass yourself by asking. Just act cool. Put a chisel on the table so he knows you mean business. Don't worry, he'll be back. They always come back. Trading is a wild place, and you can also hang out on the global chat while you wait, which is a great and intelligent place to be. Currently, they're discussing if it's gay to suck your homie's dick, ironically. But there's one rival in my quest for capitalist domination: China. The Chinese conspiracy on Path of Exile is plain for all to see. They've grown so bold, they don't even bother hiding it. Chinese gold farmers running hundreds of bots threaten the stability of our economy. Global chat is often spammed with Chinamen with Chinese names like or asking you to go to dogfart.com to buy Exalt orbs and Chaos orbs for the low price of $2 or 1 cent a piece, respectively. Grinding Gear Games claims they do everything possible to stop gold farmers, but I can see through their lies like rice grains. GGG is a subsidiary of Tencent, which also owns Riot Games, and Tencent is owned by the Dalai Lama. Follow the paper trail, follow the money, and you'll find that GGG and the gold farmers are one and the same. Players will first buy currency from the Chinese orb cartel. The money is wired instantly by Western Union to the Dalai Lama, who pulls the kill switch and bans the player after several days. During those days of decadence and luxury, the player will get a taste for power, which is then cut off. Much like an addict, he craves for more exalted orbs, starts a new account, and tries to turn a new leaf, but we all know how it ends. But despite the strength of our enemies, we will trade on. That's what Path of Exile means to me. Or maybe it's my heritage speaking. I mean, we were expelled from over 200 MMOs after all. In all seriousness, Path of Exile is pretty amazing for a free-to-play product. If you like Diablo or any of its derivatives, you'll feel right at home with what I feel is a raw improvement over those old systems. However, keep in mind that Path of Exile started development centuries ago, and it's not very well optimized for your hard drive. So, if you can afford it, get an SSD and put Path of Exile on it instead. It should run like butter. The PvP arena is also really fun. Stun locking people never gets old. And remember to praise the all-holy toucan daily on global chat. A temporary chat ban is a small price to pay to see all men of the world united in worship. Very good game. It gets a high score. The score is arbitrary. As always, more content to come, so stay tuned. A warm thanks to the many members of the Merchants Guild who have been generously funding and bankrolling these videos. This one is free though. You're all truly wonderful. Have a good one.
He's been muted. Oh my gosh.
Hey.
Path of Exile global chat, or eventually.
With what
it's funny how like all MMO endgames, where they all end up the same. Where it ends up just being trade, and then it just turns up into like this whole huge economy that's formed. It's a very interesting thing that that happens to MMOs in the end game. But Path of Exile is bro, what did I even say? I don't even know what I was trying to go for there. But as for Seth's editing and stuff with the little pictures and stuff, I love that because that's what I used to do on certain videos. It does remind me a little bit of Too Mad, Exodus, any of the meme editors, but not in a sense where it's like they're purely doing memes. They're purely like doing straight memes, aside from trying to like explain stuff. But I get that same editing kind of feel, where it's just like oh fuck, God, I'm losing train of thought. I don't know why. You know what? Let's scrap all that and just say, yeah, it's practically chaotic. Jokes, love it, love the writing. I can't wait to actually watch the which one is it? The bro, why can't I remember? I'm gonna stop like calling things unless I can recall it 10 steps back in my head. But yeah, nice video. Path of Exile, it was fun to me. It does get like it burned me out pretty fast. I didn't even get to the lovely first of all, I feel like I didn't even have global chat on to experience fucking and the rest of them. And like trading, no way. Like I did not get to any point where I'm trading, which is funny. I usually trade in every other game, but not this. But yeah, pretty good game. You know, it's also free and out today that I would love to see Seth do a video on. Lost Ark, after grinding it, if he ends up grinding it. I don't know if he will, but that's what I'm going to be grinding for now. But yeah, all right. See you in the next one. Much love and moonlight. Shout out to everyone. Peace.